Have you ever felt like you were being controlled, like an invisible force was guiding your every move, making decisions for you without your consent, like your decisions weren't truly your own? As if every choice you made was somehow influenced by an unseen hand, steering you down a path you never intended to take. That's the insidious nature of manipulation. It can be so subtle that you don't even realize it's happening until you're already entangled in its web. It's a subtle or overt influence that can leave you feeling powerless and confused. The feeling of being overwhelmed, of having your thoughts and actions dictated by someone else, can be incredibly disorienting. We often think of manipulation as something dramatic, like in the movies, scenes filled with intense confrontations and obvious power plays. But in reality, it often plays out in the quiet corners of our lives, in our relationships, workplaces, and even within ourselves. It's the subtle comments that undermine your confidence, the quiet suggestions that steer your decisions, the unspoken expectations that shape your behavior. This essay will explore the different faces of manipulation, from the blatant to the barely perceptible. We'll look at how manipulation can manifest in various forms, affecting people from all walks of life. We'll delve into the tactics manipulators use, the impact on their targets, and most importantly, how to break free from their control. Understanding these tactics is crucial as it empowers you to recognize and resist manipulation, because understanding manipulation is the first step to dismantling its power. By becoming aware of the signs and strategies of manipulators, you can take back control of your life and make decisions that are truly your own. Manipulation at its core is about power. It's the subtle or overt attempt to influence someone's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to achieve a desired outcome. This power dynamic can manifest in various forms and settings, from personal relationships to professional environments. It might look like a partner subtly steering decisions, or a friend using guilt to get their way. In professional settings, it could be a boss leveraging authority to sway opinions, or a colleague using flattery to climb the corporate ladder. Robert Greene, in his book The 48 Laws of Power, describes it as the art of getting people to act the way you want them to without them realizing it. Greene's work delves into historical examples and psychological tactics, illustrating how power has been wielded throughout the ages. His insights reveal the often invisible strings that control our actions and decisions. But manipulation isn't always a calculated scheme. It can be an unconscious behavior driven by deep-seated insecurities or past traumas. Sometimes people manipulate others because they feel powerless themselves, and controlling others gives them a sense of security and stability. Sometimes it stems from insecurity, fear, or a need to control the environment. These emotions can drive individuals to exert control over others, often without realizing the harm they are causing. The need to feel safe and in control can lead to behaviors that undermine the autonomy and well-being of those around them. Regardless of the motive, the result is the same: the erosion of another person's autonomy. When someone is manipulated, their ability to make free and informed choices is compromised. This can lead to feelings of helplessness, resentment, and a loss of self-trust. Manipulation exists on a spectrum. It ranges from the most blatant and aggressive forms to the most subtle and insidious. Understanding this spectrum is crucial in recognizing and addressing manipulation in our lives. On one end, we have overt manipulation, characterized by direct attempts to control. This includes clear and aggressive tactics such as threats, ultimatums, and public shaming. These methods are often easy to identify but can be incredibly damaging. Think threats, guilt trips, and public humiliation. These tactics are designed to break down the victim's resistance and force compliance through fear and shame. The impact of such manipulation can be long-lasting, affecting the victim's mental health and self-esteem. On the other end lies subtle manipulation, where the strings are pulled with whispers and nudges, often disguised as concern or love. This form of manipulation is harder to detect because it masquerades as care and affection. The manipulator may use gentle persuasion, emotional appeals, or feigned concern to influence the victim's decisions. Both forms can be equally damaging, leaving victims feeling trapped, confused, and emotionally drained. The subtlety of covert manipulation can make it even more insidious, as victims may not realize they are being controlled until significant damage has been done. Recognizing the signs of manipulation and understanding its spectrum is the first step towards reclaiming one's autonomy and fostering healthier relationships. Overt manipulation is easy to spot. It's the bully in the playground, the boss who yells, the partner who threatens to leave. It operates through fear, intimidation, and control. Examples include direct threats. If you don't do this, I'll leave you. Guilt and shame. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me. Public humiliation. You're so incompetent, I can't believe you did that. Overt manipulators use aggression and force to get their way. They thrive on the power imbalance and the fear they instill in their victims. In the intricate maze of human interactions, subtle manipulation is like an invisible hand, gently guiding the ball of your thoughts and emotions. It's a force that operates quietly, often unnoticed, yet profoundly impactful. Subtle manipulation, on the other hand, is a master of disguise. It hides in plain sight, blending seamlessly into the background of our daily lives. It's the shadow that lurks just out of view, the whisper that you can barely hear but feel deeply. It operates in the shadows, planting seeds of doubt, playing on insecurities, and subtly shifting your reality. These seeds are sown with precision, taking root in the fertile soil of your mind, growing into vines that entangle your confidence and clarity. Examples include planting doubt. Are you sure you can handle that? Maybe I should do it. This seemingly innocent question can erode your self-assurance, making you second-guess your abilities and decisions. It's a tactic that makes you feel inadequate, slowly chipping away at your confidence. Emotional puppeteering, using tears, anger, or guilt to control your actions. This form of manipulation tugs at your heartstrings, making you feel responsible for the manipulator's emotions. It's a powerful tool that can make you act against your own best interests, driven by a desire to alleviate their distress. Silent sabotage, intentionally withholding information or support to undermine your efforts. This tactic is insidious, as it's often difficult to detect. The manipulator may appear supportive on the surface, but their actions, or lack thereof, speak volumes. By keeping you in the dark, they ensure you're always a step behind, struggling to catch up. Subtle manipulators are masters of disguise. They wear masks that hide their true intentions, presenting a facade of concern and care. This duality makes it challenging to see through their charade, as their outward appearance often contradicts their hidden motives. They often appear caring and concerned, making it difficult to recognize their tactics as manipulation. Their gestures of help and support are laced with ulterior motives, designed to keep you dependent and unsure. Recognizing these subtle signs is the first step in breaking free from their influence, reclaiming your autonomy, and navigating the maze of manipulation with clarity and confidence. Whether overt or subtle, manipulation takes a toll. Victims often experience self-doubt and low self-esteem. Constant criticism and manipulation erode confidence. Anxiety and stress. Living with a manipulator keeps you on edge, never knowing what to expect. Guilt and shame. Manipulators are experts at making you feel responsible for their emotions and actions. Over time, these feelings can lead to depression, isolation, and a diminished sense of self. It's a slow poison that seeps into every aspect of your life. The first step to breaking free is recognizing you're being manipulated. This requires awareness. Pay attention to how you feel around certain people. Do you feel drained, anxious, or constantly on edge? Identifying patterns. Are there recurring themes in your interactions, like guilt trips or subtle put-downs? Trusting your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore your intuition. Manipulation thrives in the shadows. By shining a light on these tactics, you take away their power. Once you recognize the manipulation, you can start to reclaim your power. This involves setting boundaries. Clearly communicate what you will and will not tolerate. Saying no without guilt. You have the right to refuse requests without feeling obligated to explain yourself. Detaching emotionally. Don't engage in their games. Stay calm, assertive, and focused on your own needs. Remember, you have the right to be treated with respect. Don't be afraid to assert your needs and walk away from unhealthy dynamics.